all started when a North Korean fighter pilot ditched his plane off the coast of South Korea.
Ditched? Was he defecting?
Possibly, sir. We'll never know because the South Korean trawler that rescued him was immediately attacked and sunk by a North Korean gunboat.
Then South Korean fighters retaliated by sinking the gunboat. Within minutes, sir, rocket fire was being exchanged across the demilitarized zone.
President back yet?
Air Force One is due within the hour. The president's ordered all our troops in Korea to DEFCON 2.
God help us.
Sir, Secretary of State and Chinese Foreign Minister are trying to get both Koreas to stand down, but this incident has developed so quickly, it's taken everyone by surprise.
Let's hope it can be contained. We could be fighting this war in San Francisco. The North Koreans have missiles capable of reaching our west coast. All they lack is the guidance system.
Which they're desperately trying to steal from the Russians.
Any word on our colonel?
I spoke to his handler less than an hour ago. He's going to try to get us all the information he can.
Our colonel?
Our man in Korea.
상사,
대령, 필요하실 거 있습니까?
벌써 떠난 줄 알았는데?
꺼내고 있습니다.
유크레인에서 오는 화물 대해서 소식 있나?
수리를 받아서 군고에나 보관했습니다.
걱정하지 마. 곧 다 끝날 거야.
예.
When was he recruited?
96, after we'd received reports that the North Koreans had attempted to buy weapons from the Russian mob.
Was there any indication his cover had been blown?
No.
Lynn's last report, which was delivered 2 days ago, it indicates that he...
I asked Mr. Holland to join us. Go ahead, Carl.
Colonel Lynn, in his last report, indicates that he suspected that North Korea had recently purchased guidance systems from the Ukraine.
Delivery was being arranged by a Canadian freight forwarding company called Accutrans.
What's the distribution on Lynn's report?
His case officer, the director's office, the DDO, and Mr. Quinn.
I'd like a complete report.
On your witch hunt again, Mr. Holland?
Mole hunt. Someone informed on Lynn, that's why he was murdered.
You have any proof of this?
Only that the man who killed him was on our payroll.
Sir?
It's been confirmed with Far East Division.
Well, where is this man?
No one knows. He's gone AWOL. Might be dead himself by now.
Mr. Holland, are you aware that we have a world crisis on our hands?
Maybe we wouldn't be having a crisis if you accepted the fact that we have a traitor in our midst.
Gentlemen, mole or not, it seems we have the more immediate problem of intercepting those guidance systems. If the North gets a hold of them, this war could get very big, very fast.
Accutrans handles a lot of legitimate business. If those systems are already in transport, it's going to be very hard to determine which ship they're on.
Then that's priority one. Get into Accutrans and find that ship.
Accutrans is 53 employees. We've done a rough screening and narrowed the field to 5, Lex.
Bachelor number 1. Scott Ramsford. Maxed out on his credit cards.
Gambling.
And women.
He works in personnel, so it's not great access. Next.
Brian Magnuson, owner.
A co-owner, actually, together with his wife.
Sorry I'm late. I was getting our visas ready.
Guy's got a history of psychological problems. Was separated from his wife for a while, treated for depression. He may be vulnerable to outside influence.
Wait. Make his hair a little longer. And glasses? Take 15 years off. I know him. I need your advice. We're gonna try and recruit a man that I knew in college. A guy I dated. He was kind of messed up then. And from what I understand, he's not any better now.
So?
Well, I knew him personally before I worked here. And now I'm gonna try and take advantage of him. I'm not very comfortable with that.
Have you ever read The Great Scoundrel?
No.
It's the story of Hans van Meegeren, the man who forged those Vermeer paintings during World War II. He sold them to the Nazis. They weren't very good, but the Nazis were masters at convincing themselves of what they needed to believe.
What's the point?
That the greater good is always subjective. In your case, your ultimate goal is to stop a certain missile system from falling into the wrong hands. For that, it might be worth hurting an old friend.
Would you do it?
I have done it. Mr. Holland, what can we do for you, sir?
Just making sure you'll be keeping me in the loop on this Accutrans op. The man who died in Korea was compromised by someone inside this organization. I don't want to see that happen again.
Whatever we learn, we'll pass on to you. Have a safe trip.
Thanks.
Where are you going?
To my book club.
How did you track me down?
With the internet. You're listed under Accutrans.
Scotch, neat, please, and...
No, I'm okay, thanks.
I drink a lot of scotch. I'm just kidding.
Sorry.
God, I had such a crush on you.
Come on.
No, I did. I admit it, you were beautiful. You still are.
Thank you. Sir?
Two, old friends? How long are you in town for?
Just a couple of days.
Maybe we could get together. I mean, for dinner or something.
Your wife wouldn't mind?
Hardly. You know, even to this day, and I know this is going to sound goofy, but I sometimes dream about you. And when I wake up, it is with such a sense of loss.
Come on, you have a great life. You own your own company.
Used to be my company. I'm still the chief executive officer, but Carolyn really runs it.
Well, she must keep you in the loop about everything, right?
Not always. I sometimes suspect there are things I'd rather not know. Oh, it's okay. Look, will you have dinner with me?
Would you mind if I invited a friend?
A friend?
Brian, this is Aiden.
How do you do? I work for the government, and so does she.
The government?
Mm-hmm. We've reason to believe that your company is shipping weapons to North Korea. We need to know which ship certain guidance systems are on, and when it's scheduled to reach its destination.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Your wife may be running things without your knowledge, and we'd be willing to believe that if you find out what she knows and pass it back to us.
You want me to spy on my wife?
Cooperate and we'll protect you. Otherwise, you'll both go to prison.
Who are you?
I'm sorry if my husband misled you, Mr. Stone, but we're not hiring at the moment.
I told him we were,
Why would you do that?
because he's qualified and has great references.
Why'd you leave your last job, Mr. Stone?
The company was bought out by a larger firm. It was a reorganization.
And you were part of the Dead Wood?
No, ma'am. I was part of the team they were sending to Newfoundland. I've been to Newfoundland.
Do you have a resume?
Of course.
Federal Express, Vancouver. UPS, Calgary. American, American, American. What is this Bay Street Trading?
Boutique freight forwarder. Specialized in high-tech transactions with Switzerland.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Especially recently. A lot of Swiss companies on the U.S. prohibited list.
You deal with prohibited companies, you won't be licensed in the U.S.
I'm sure Mr. Stone was never involved in anything illicit.
Mr. Stone?
Well, I've no desire to work south of the border.
I see. All right. Give him Maurice's old office.
Thank you.
Oh, Brian. Don't ever hire anyone again without my approval.
Stiles is in. He begins work at AccuTrans this afternoon.
And the husband's playing ball?
For now. What's the latest on the situation in Korea?
Fighting has subsided for now. Sex state is both sides talking.
Let's hope we can find the ship before things heat up again.
I understand your sister is here.
Oh? Who told you that?
Well, I am head of the CIA. Didn't know you had a sister.
If that's everything, I'll be in my office.
Did I say something wrong?
You never really know with him, sir.
Your husband came by to see me a couple of weeks ago.
I asked him not to bother you.
It's no bother. He's harmless, which is kind of a shame. You're looking well.
I'm dying, Robert.
We're all dying.
Well, some not as quickly as I. The doctors have done all they can do. They're finished with me. So I've decided to expedite this process. I'm going to go on Monday at sunset.
Go? Are you, and it's your only option?
Yes. But to do this right, I'm going to need your help. I want you to find me.
Find you? Where?
In my car. I'm going to do it in the car.
What about Stan?
He doesn't know, and he's not going to. I want to spare him that pain.
But not me.
You're my brother, Robert. And you're so much stronger than he is. Nothing touches you.
All right.
Sunset is at 8:11. Should only take a few minutes. Any questions?
No. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Don't lose any more weight.
The bug in Carolyn's office is working, and I have visual on you. Can you talk?
You can.
Brian called me.
What did he say?
He wants to meet me, to talk.
So meet him. Maybe he's talked to her.
I'm worried, Stiles. He wants to leave his wife. He's unstable. I'm not so sure he was the right person to choose for this.
Well, he got us in, didn't he?
We got 300 ladies' handbags sitting on a dock in Mazatlan, waiting to be loaded onto a rail car.
Hold on, Mom. So, what's the problem?
Well, see for yourself. The export declaration does not match the manifest. Someone screwed up. Contact Mexican Customs and see if you can get this fixed.
Okay.
Oh, and call your mother from home.
I gotta go. Look, if the guy wants to talk, talk.
And if you want something more than that?
Is this a bad time?
What do you want?
Your help.
I'm not the mole.
I know. In fact, you're one of the few people around here I believe I can trust.
What gave you that idea?
I'm not crazy, Mr. Heasley. There's someone within this organization working for a foreign intelligence service, and I am going to find him.
Him?
Or her.
Now, a couple months ago, you thought that this person worked for Iraq, and now you think it's North Korea.
It might be both. Will you help me?
Hang my friends? No.
We wouldn't be hanging anyone who doesn't deserve it. I need your analytical ability. I need you to sift through data as it's compiled, and if a singularity occurs that can be explained only by the presence of a mole, I need you to tell me.
You want me to do your job?
No. I want you to keep an open mind. I don't care who catches this person as long as he's caught.
If a couple of innocent people happen to get shot down along the way?
There are no innocent people here, Mr. Heasley. Just some with less blood on their hands than others.
If and when we find the ship, we'll be ready to sabotage its missiles.
The circuit board is a replica of the one in the missile guidance system. This chip is a special purpose computer. It processes positioning data. And Lex burned in our own program. Our friends on the peninsula will never know the difference, but when the missile is launched, what goes up comes straight down. Damn that faulty Russian hardware.
Who else knows about this?
Director Gage, Mr. Quinn, Mr. Reese, and the SOG team that we hope will sneak aboard the vessel and execute the search and replace. Are you concerned about a security breach?
Holland is.
Ah, Mr. Holland. Always fun to have on the team.
Thanks for coming.
You sounded really upset. What's wrong?
Nothing. And everything. I'm starting over.
You're starting over how?
I'm leaving Carolyn and Accutrans.
You can't do that.
Yes, I can. I have to. You helped me realize that.
I've helped you?
I mean, I'm not leaving Carolyn for you. I'm doing it for me. It's just, you helped open my eyes. God, I didn't used to let people treat me like she does. I mean, if Terry Fremont liked me, I must have been something.
You still are.
Not now. But I will be. This is just a first step. I just want to know that you'll be around for the second and third.
Ryan, we need to find out what ship is carrying those guidance systems. Neither one of us is going to be around for anything if you don't get us that information.
I looked. I can't.
You can talk to your wife. Find out what she knows.
No. Look, even if she's guilty, she won't tell me.
My friend wasn't kidding, you know. He'll send you to prison.
Would you let him?
I'd have no choice. You can't leave the company or your wife. Not right now.
I didn't know he was leaving anything. Who are you?
This is Terry. She's an old friend.
Oh, an old friend. And what brings you to our parking lot, Terry?
I'm meeting Aiden Stone.
Our new employee. Is he an old friend, too?
Actually, he's my husband. I'm meeting him here for lunch.
Then where do you think you're going?
Nowhere.
Stan, this is Robert. There's my sister there. No, nothing special. I just thought she might want to meet me for a drink. Actually, I was hoping to meet with Doris, but thank you anyway. What?
I understand you haven't gotten anything out of Accutrans yet.
Not thus far, no.
You're aware that Ms. Lowell had a prior relationship with one of our targets?
Which she promptly revealed.
With the convenient result that she was put in place.
Oh. So now you think she's the mole?
For security's sake, I think it might be a good idea to remove her.
I think you're mad.
I'm trying to save lives, Robert.
Don't talk to me about saving lives. You're an ambitious parasite. And let me give you a little tip. You can't save anyone. Everyone you know is gonna die, whether you like it or not.
Still here, Mr. Stone?
Yeah, I've been going through these old L&D claims. There are quite a few were declined without basis. You should be writing declination rebuttal letters.
Should I?
But I'd be happy to do it for you, if you like.
Ah, you're almost too good to be true.
Just doing my job.
So how does your wife feel about you working so late?
It's not a problem.
I met her this afternoon in the parking lot. She's lovely. Been nice if my husband told me he was doing her a favor by getting you this job.
With all respect, Mrs. Magnuson, I'm overqualified.
How long you been married?
6 years.
Are you faithful?
Yeah.
Is she?
I'm not sure this is any of your business.
I wonder why Brian never told me about your wife.
I have no idea.
I wonder what else he isn't telling me. Night, Mr. Stone.
Hey. So I stayed late so I could get my own private tour of the offices. The boss wouldn't leave me alone. She thinks you may be having an affair with her husband.
Poor Brian.
Poor Brian? Poor us. That ship's 24 hours closer to reaching its destination, and we still have nothing. Maybe you should sleep with him.
Well, I would if I thought it would accomplish anything. Hello?
Terry?
Brian, are you all right?
I figured out a way to get you what you need.
What are you talking about?
I'm setting it all up for you, Terry. Just follow my lead.
I don't know what you mean.
Come here now, and you'll understand.
Where?
Carolyn's office, right now.
He told me to meet him here. This is how I found him. Son of a bitch. Why did he do this? Answer me.
I don't know.
Did he call you? What are you doing here?
He called me
Why?
because he was afraid. He told me he was afraid that you were gonna kill him.
Kill him.
My husband told me what you said, that you suspected Brian and I of having an affair.
So what? I could care less.
Then why did you do this?
I didn't do anything. He killed himself.
Maybe not. You argued, you shot him in a jealous rage, and then you tried to make it look like suicide.
You're out of your mind.
The evidence is all there. Brian left it for us.
I'm calling the police.
He wore a glove, so he wouldn't have any residue on his hand. He really must have hated you.
He was trying to frame me?
It's your word against ours, but go ahead, call the police. Let them decide what happened. I'm sure the company could survive your initial indictment, but a lengthy trial? Hell, even if the jury finds you innocent, that kind of press can't be good for business.
Who are you people? And what do you want from me?
The name of a ship.
Our SOG team intercepted the cargo ship Anatoly in the East China Sea at 0320. They were 100 miles southeast of Shanghai. The team sneaked aboard, located the guidance devices inside a crate marked bicycles, and replaced them with faulty ones.
Did the team get back safely?
To a man.
Nice work, Robert. I'm looking forward to the next round of Korean missile tests.
The ceasefire seems to be holding.
And we have the Chinese to thank for that.
Can't go in there, Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, you can't go. Director Gage, we have been compromised again.
Sir, gentlemen, I apologize. I wanted to talk about this in private, but he insisted.
Give them your analysis, Mr. Hazley. Show them your photographs.
Sir, I'm afraid the North Koreans were tipped off about the phony guidance systems.
What?
Our asset at Wonsan Harbor reported in. He saw soldiers escort some officials aboard the Anatoly. After it docked, and an hour later, they came up on deck through a crate over the side.
They were ahead of us all the way.
Sir, maybe someone on the ship spotted the SOG team.
No, we would have known.
The North Koreans were tipped off by the same person who tipped them off about Colonel Lin. Where's Ms. Lowe?
Still in Montreal.
You think Terry Lowell was responsible for all of this?
I think she's a prime candidate. Get her back here now.
I'd love to, but I'm going home to bury my sister.
So what are we going to do? Is there anything else you can tell us?
It's all in Stiles' report.
We've read Stiles' report, but we're not talking to him, are we?
Are you really that desperate to find somebody to blame?
We're just trying to get to the truth. Do you think that Carolyn Magnuson may have doubled back on you, told the Koreans about who you were?
Why would she? She had nothing to gain, everything to lose.
Ms. Lowe, have you had a chance to look at Colonel Lynn's autopsy report? Well, let me show it to you.
Where did you get this?
He wasn't our only resource in North Korea. Look at the toxicology results.
Inhibition of acetylcholine receptors, diethylamino, cobra venom.
The interesting part is how it was administered. Apparently, Lynn had numerous tiny puncture wounds in his hand caused by glass splinters. The splinters were coated with the venom. He suffocated to death in less than a minute. They also found other substances on his hand. Dimethyl
Dimethyl sulfide, DMSO. It's a carrier. It carries medicine through body tissue into the bloodstream.
You're a doctor as well as an artist?
Even in the art department, we have an occasion.
To help kill people?
Terry, no one's accusing you.
Really? You've been here a long time, haven't you, Mr. Holland?
I have.
Then you should know that cobra venom is an antiquated resource. In 1975, the Church Commission ordered all of it destroyed. We have much more sophisticated ways of killing people now.
In 1975, I imagine you were barely out of preschool. How would you know what the Church Commission did and didn't do?
Read it in a book.
So this is where you disappear to on Fridays.
A saunter through the new arrivals at 9, book reading at 10. Care to join me, Miss Lowell? It's as close as I come to debauchery.
Can we talk?
I heard about your friend in Montreal. I'm sorry. You can't really predict these things. People are like diamonds. Sometimes there's a tiny flaw inside that you can't see. And one day, bam, you smack your hand against the radiator and suddenly the thing cracks inside. That happened to my first wife's engagement ring.
Joshua, I'm not here to talk about me. You know, if the Nazis were willing to pay a little more attention to detail, they might have seen through these forgeries. Maybe they didn't want to see. Maybe they didn't want to know the truth, because the truth would be too painful.
Whatever you want to tell me, I'm your friend, and I'm here.
Mr. Holland showed me Colonel Lynn's autopsy report. He died from an infusion of cobra venom.
Wait long enough, the classics become new again.
It was enhanced with DMSO.
To facilitate absorption. Clever.
You experimented with DMSO.
Yes. As well as emu oil for its anti-inflammatory properties. At my age, osteoarthritis becomes a topic of conversation.
I told Mr. Holland all our venom was destroyed in 1975.
So it was.
Are you sure? Joshua.
I'm wondering what to say. Usually, I consider a little paranoia a healthy thing.
Joshua, Could I speak to Mr. Holland, please? It's Terry Lowell.
Yes, Miss Lowell.
I need to talk to you, but I can't do it over the phone.
Come to my office.
How long are you going to be there?
As long as it takes.
I'm coming in.
You okay? Just stay here. We'll be back in a minute.
Stepped a little short there.
I'm sorry. Could we do this fast? Listen, I'm really in a rush.
Evening, folks. Everyone all right?
Yeah, everyone's fine. Thank you.
Are you sure? Nobody's hurt?
No.